Really, the two things that dovetail nicely with what Sean's doing here at Small Circle is this idea of leadership and this idea of character. If we think about just leadership in isolation, what that means, people can be very, very effective leaders, but they can be some of the most evil people on the planet. If you think about some of the worst names in history, they were pretty effective leaders. Mao Zedong, Hitler, Stalin. They were able to marshal resources, but were they people of character? Were they people of integrity? And that's something that I think Sean focuses on with the kids that's hugely important. The cadet honor code at West Point is very simple. A cadet will not lie, cheat, or steal, nor tolerate those who do. And too often in today's society, we see this sort of blasé approach to integrity, to honesty, and it's tremendously important. And even more so when you get into a leadership position, because if you're not a leader of integrity, you're capable of doing almost anything. And so it's hugely important to merge the two things, and I've been really impressed with what Sean's done with the kids and how that all comes through. In terms of leadership principles, I'll just talk about a few, but generally speaking, the Army and the Marine Corps have 11 of them. Some of them are apropos to the kids, some of them aren't. But a couple to think about. Right? What do good leaders do? Right? First and foremost, they know themselves and they seek self-improvement. Right? You can't lead anybody else if you're not capable yourself. Right? And another part of that is be technically and tactically proficient. Those two things speak to how well you kids work on your moves, work on your techniques. Right? If you want to be a leader in Jujitsu or anything, you have to be good at what you do. You have to put the effort in. Otherwise, nobody's going to follow you. Another thing that I think is important, this idea of setting the example. Right? Good leaders always set the example. They don't tell you how things should be, for them versus you. Right? They're out there in front. Good leaders lead from the front. They set the example by their actions, by their behavior. And so, if you guys can take those small things away and keep this idea of integrity, because your integrity is what you own. Nobody can ever take that away from you. So if you keep your integrity and you dovetail that with your leadership, you're going to be hugely successful. And people will want to follow you because they know what kind of person you are.